morning, everybody. It's time for another what am I up to video. I'm northbound on I-27 at the moment. I'm approaching central Amarillo. I'm then heading up to Cactus, Texas to pick up a load. Will not have interior camera footage for this one because lack of SD card space. Actually, I'm still working and still compiling the previous video, and I need that SD card for the space. And now it's dark here too, so I wouldn't be able to get much of a useful view out of it. The audio quality is going to be not as great either because the audio quality on the interior camera is superior to the one on my main camera, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm a little over 63 miles out from the shipper now. Be a load going to Carson, California. So my plan for this video is to get up there, get the load picked up, assuming it's even ready, and then probably take it up to Stratford, Texas, get fuel and scale it. Not in that order. I scale first before I fuel. Because that way, if there are already scaling problems, I have options to work with. I'd rather not have to get a load reworked because I was too, I stubbornly had to max out my tanks before scaling the load. I don't think that maxing out tanks is a good practice. Some people will disagree with me on that, but to me the load comes first. The customer is paying for the load. If there's a way I can make the load legal, then that's the cost of doing business. Alright, I can take both sides of this split here generally, but I usually take this the 287 side. 87 over to the left and 287 here. They basically run parallel to each other through Amarillo. And then they come back together on the north end of town. Then they split back off later. What are you waiting for? You have a green light. Waiting for a different shade of green, I guess. Alright, it's the Southeast 10. Most of the lights are flashing yellow at the moment. 30 mile an hour zone here. Hodgetown. Hodgetown. Looks like a pretty good sized venue here. Executive office. engage my cruise. Usually, you know, my cruise control won't engage if I'm doing less than 25 miles an hour, but doing 30, so. Disengage. Can't be because I'm in 7th gear. You might wonder why I'm not in the right lane. It's because I believe that, I want to say that lane ends up here. Or splits off. Not to mention, on surface streets, there is no real fast lane or slow lane. It's, right lane is meant more for traffic that's going to turn right. Left lane is meant for traffic that's going to turn left. That was Route 66 there, I believe, if I remember right. Northeast 9th here. Yeah, right lane exit's only onto Buchanan Street here, and then we continue up 87 and 287 from here. I probably will stop up here north of town to check on my video that's compiling. See if I can retrieve the SD card and start using it. My ETA to the shipper, I estimate about 7:15, 7:30ish. There'd probably be some light by then, and it'd be nice to have the interior camera up by then. It doesn't help when my tablet decides to go into sleep mode, whatever, and pause the compiling process, which is probably the most tedious part. Or the most time-consuming part. Not really tedious for me. But it takes time for the tablet to process all of that. Probably also slide my tandems back while I'm stopped somewhere up here. I'm trying to remember if there's I want to say there's like a way station up here that is never used, but I believe there's a picnic area or way station, whatever, up here that I can stop at temporarily to check on that video and slide my tandems while I'm at it. The north end of Loop 335 here, St. Francis Avenue. We head our way up toward Dumas, or as I call it, Dumbass. Creek Road. Down the hill. Yep. Good, less for me to worry about. Just keep your speed like that. Picking up. Normally I'll go ahead and cheat, if you will, and just north of the JBS plant, there's a road there called FM 297. I normally take that road across. That takes me straight over to Dalhart. Then I can get on US 54 from Dalhart and take that down into Tucumcari and then get on I-40. Then of course I-40 into California. Today's case though, I only have about a little over a quarter to take of fuel. I'm not going to have enough to get me to Tucumcari, and I don't really want to get fuel in Tucumcari anyway. I do want to ideally scale my load not too far from the shipper and get fuel as well. So the plan is to take the load the 20 or so mile drive. I think it's 20 miles from JBS up to Stratford. Top off and to seal the load and get fuel there at the pilot there at the River 54 and 287 meet up. Scale and fill up there and then probably end the video there. So I don't want to have the videos excessively long, but at least a little bit of content for you guys. Interest you guys are going to really have in watching nighttime footage anyway, where all you can see is the road in front of me and traffic coming the other way, really. I know some of you guys like daytime footage, so you can actually check out the scenery. Dumas 39 miles away, Stratford 73. Memorial Highway. Dumas is about 10 miles. They're over 10 miles south of the shipper. I think it's right at about 10, 11 miles, something like that, from the Loves in Dumas, which is on the north end of Dumas, to the shipper. Nearby me on either side. I like to keep it that way. I know that traffic back there behind me is going to catch up sooner or later, but I don't care. Down the hill here. Yeah, I think this is the hill. Kind of a steep hill up ahead. It's not very long, but it's a good steep hill. I think it's 6% grade, whatever. And it will be going, it makes like a ravine, go down one side, back up the other. Again, assuming because they don't read speed limit signs and they just go whatever speed they feel like, right? Doing 660 or so miles before I shut down. Not bad. Don't have to run that hard on the next two shifts to get home. It's only, I think, 1,160 miles to go from where I started to the shipper to Stratford, back to my house. I want to do 1160, something like that. But it's not even 600 mile shifts to do it. And 120, over 100 of those miles are Deadhead, so say about 125, so about 250 or so to get to Tucumcari. 350 would get me just inside Arizona, so probably end up, in my day either in Gallup or maybe into the eastern end of Arizona. See how I'm feeling. Since I am starting my day early. Gives me more. That's assuming the load is even ready. It will probably motivate me more to want to get further, I can use up as much of my hours as I can today. That way I have more available to work with for recaps next week if I do get into a recap situation. More hours available means more reload options available too. Mile ahead on the left. I think it said 5408 and 5409. Local time now, 6:39, and still doesn't even seem like it's that close to the sun coming out. Plains states are known for, or the Great Plains region, I would say, is notorious for having a lot of wind. Miles ago, a little over a half-hour drive. 35 would normally be right at half an hour for me, but I'm going through Dumas, and Dumas will slow me down, so we'll say about half an hour, a little more than half an hour, 35 minutes or so. Another historical marker, 12163.
Largest known gas field in the world, is located 1 mile east of this point on the east slope of John Ray Butte. The geological structure was discovered by Dr. Charles N. Gould in 1905 while in the employ of the United States Geological Survey, and the well was located by him in 1917. This well, the Hapgood, Masterson No. 1, was started December 1, 1917, and completed at a cost of $70,000 as a gas well December 7, 1918, at a depth of 2,605 feet. It produced about 5 million cubic feet of gas per day. This discovery initiated the development of this great gas field and of the Panhandle oil fields. The gas field now extends 275 miles from the Texas Panhandle north into Kansas, with a width in places of more than 90 miles. Pipelines from this field transmit gas to Denver, Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, and to most of the cities and towns of the Midwest. Lines also carry gas to Los Angeles and to other cities and towns on the West Coast. 1965. Marker number 12,163.
Pretty good size oil field there, it sounds like. It's in Texas, who knew?
1927, 3 companies combined to construct a natural gas plant and pipeline to produce gas for Denver, Colorado. Small houses and a hotel were constructed for married and single workers. A one-room school was soon constructed for the workers' children on land donated by Miles Bivens, and the small community came to be known as
Rest area,
Bivens.
1 mile.
In later years, the camp and the school expanded. To meet the demand for helium during World War II, a plant to be operated by the Bureau of Mines was constructed near Bivens. It began production in 1943, after U.S. entry into the war. In order to provide services to the workers at the new Exel helium plant, 75 homes, garages, a recreation hall and a playground were also constructed at the site. During the late 1940s, a post office was established in the community, and when the Postal Service rejected the name Bivens, the name Masterson was submitted after a prominent area rancher. A Baptist church was organized and attended by members of all denominations, and community activities such as 4-H, Boy and Girl Scouts and home demonstration clubs flourished. In 1963, residents of the original Bivens site were notified that their homes were to be sold and they must move, and residents at the Exel site also began to move away, leaving both camps practically abandoned by 1970. The local school closed in 1978 and the post office closed in 1984. While the Exel helium plant closed in the late 1990s, the Bivens plant continues to gather and produce natural gas.
Video's done compiling.
You have 6 hours and 40 minutes of remaining drive time.
Check the process, and I don't think I left. I didn't leave myself a lot of room here for sliding tandems. Hey, it's done. Should be. Alright, now we get interior. Still don't have enough sunlight, daylight out here yet to make any use of it, but I can at least use it for the audio portion, because the audio on that camera is better than the main one. So, and a little pressed for time here. It's supposed to be a 6 a.m. pickup, so I'm gonna hurry up and get moving. And we'll have some more interior footage when there's actually enough light to work with, so I don't have to have my one of my interior lights on to make use of it. ahead. Yeah, I think that's 2 miles. I'm still 27 miles out from the receiver. I'm a shipper, so yeah, it's about right because it does look to be about 10 or so miles ahead. So yeah, that will be 2 miles up ahead. Don't normally use GPS at all, but I do have Google Maps up just to kind of tell how far away I am from the shipper. So traditionally, I just know how far I am when I start, and then subtract how many miles I've already done to figure it out. But I guess we can make things a little bit easier in this case. Get a little bit of hints of daylight over there. Texas Plains Trail. The dash cam's kind of starting to pick up a little bit better light as well.
Moore County, Texas historical markers on waymarking.com. View Waymark Gallery. Moore County. In Texas historical markers. Posted by Yosem. N35 degrees 45.664 W 101 degrees 57.504. 14 SE 232,526 N 3,961,485. Quick description. Originally erected by the Texas Highway Department in 1936, but plaque came up missing and replaced by Texas Historical Commission in 1991. Location: Texas, United States. Date posted: November 24, 2010, 10 hours 25 minutes and 51 seconds AM. Waymark code: WMA6ME. Published by Questermark. Views: 7. Download this Waymark. GPX file. Lock file. KML file. Google Earth. Long description. Marker erected by Texas Highway Department, replaced by Texas Historical Commission. Date marker erected 1936, replacement 1991. County of marker, Moore County. Location of marker, US 87, US 287, roadside turnout, 7 miles S of Dumas. I was amazed this marker was not entered, since it sits right next to the Tascosa Dodge City Trail, marker entered by Mr. Volkswagen and visited by Peter and Gloria. The 1936 text has a last line that reads, "Economy is now based on petrochemicals, helium, oil, gas, cattle feeding, ranching, grains, soybeans, sugar beets and castor beans." The same last line on current marker reads, "Economy is now based on petrochemicals, helium, oil, gas, cattle feeding, beef packing, ranching, grains, soybeans and corn." All other text is exactly the same. Take a trip from Amarillo up US 87, US 287, and enjoy the scenery as well as the markers. Marker number 3455. Marker text. Created 1876 from Bearland District. Named in honor of Edwin W. Moore, 1810-1865, Commodore of the Navy, Republic of Texas. County was organized July 5, 1892, with Dumas named for promoter of the town site as county seat. Stagecoach and freighters furnished transportation in early days. The county was thinly settled. Ranching was the main industry prior to discoveries of oil and gas in 1926. A zinc smelter was built in 1936. Economy is now based on petrochemicals, helium, oil, gas, cattle feeding, beef packing, ranching, grains, soybeans and corn. 1991. Visit instructions. Please include a picture in your log. You and your GPS receiver do not need to be in the picture. We encourage additional information about your visit, comments about the surrounding area, how you ended up near the marker, etc. In the log. Search for geocaching.com, Google Map, Google Maps, MapQuest, Bing Maps.
Alright, yeah, geocaching, that's something I've had, that I've done in the past also. I wouldn't mind getting back into it. It's been a while since I've done it. Now, geocaching, what it is, people hide, usually hide some kind of a container. Sometimes it's just a little 35 millimeter film roll container, what they call a micro cache, or it might be an ammo can or something else along that line. But they'll hide them in different spots, and then they'll put the GPS coordinates to wherever they hid it, or where there might be a clue to where it's hidden. On this website, geocaching.com, and then you go out and try to find it. Then there's usually a logbook inside it that you're supposed to fill out, show, hey, I was here. And the bigger, like let's say the ammo cans or Tupperware containers or whatever other kind of stuff that are used, a lot of times we'll have like little toys and other stuff in them for. They're trying to make it fun for kids too, where the kids, there's an expectation if you take something, leave something. So So like drop a toy or whatever, or sometimes there's what you call geo coins or stuff like that. You can drop that in there and then take something else in return. Sometimes it's like they like geo coins or there's certain objects in there that are tracked, and the idea on the track stuff is just to kind of see how where around the world it gets. And a lot of times there's a goal to whoever plants it originally actually has a desire for it to make it to a certain place in the world. Like say, all right, it's maybe they planted it in Southern Cal and they wanted to make it to Germany. Then, if you get, let's just say, anybody here in the U.S., whether it's an American or a German or whoever, anybody who get it closer into the direction of Germany. The idea is you take it and take it with you and then drop it in another cache site somewhere closer to where it's trying to go. Yeah, it's a nice little outdoor activity. I'd say it's cool getting the kids out doing, seeing who can, especially when you get multiple kids and they want to kind of try to outdo each other, see who can find it first. Now we're in the town of Dumas now, or I should say the small city of Dumas. I wouldn't call Dumas a town, I'd call it a city, but it's not a huge one. Make that light turn red on me. Once we get past the Love's truck stop on the north end of town, you'll know it'll be about 10, 11 miles out. I think it's right around 10 miles. It's like Mexican food to go there. Dickie's Barbecue Pit. HTO, born in Texas. Alright, this is Highway 152. I've used that highway before to get over to western Oklahoma. But basically, worked my way. It's more than just 152. There are a couple other highways, I think, but basically, I ended up getting over into the Sayre, Oklahoma area, or no, Elk City, I think, somewhere over in that area. I think Elk City. I got 31 degree temps here in Dumas. Dumbass. Alright, here's the Loves right ahead. We're going to pick back up to a 75 zone, I think 70, 75 zone, whatever it is, pretty soon. We'll go up to 55 here as well, I think. Like 45 here. Technically, I can't go 45 until I'm past that sign. Not that I agree with that. Well, it depends on the situation, really. Alright, 55 zone right in front of Love's. pick up some more in a second. Alright, it's a dozen miles. I knew it was somewhere in that area. Up to 70 we go now, right after the Clary Road. Let's see if this guy starts outrunning me here. I accelerated pretty fast, but I'm empty. He's probably, I can't tell, he's loaded. Slow down when we get into Cactus itself as well. 55 zone, I think we're gonna cross over the railroad tracks. It'll be smooth sailing all the way in from here. That flatbedder did pull away. Oh boy, whatever. Got a scab back here on the back of my head. It just drives me nuts. Not that bright, but still, why are your brights on? Because you're stupid and don't realize that you have them on? Maybe you should try looking at your instrument panel a little more. figured if I'm able to pick it up right away, I can probably have it to my house by around midday tomorrow. And then it's due in Carson at 10 a.m. on the 10th, which is also my wife's birthday. I've been by here before. I'm pretty sure it's a cotton farm. It's just hard to tell right now with it not being daylight yet. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's a cotton farm. This plan, I'll probably get a good workout trying to get the landing gear up on my loaded trailer whenever it is ready. Because the way the trailers sit, I've also been told that the yard jockeys tend to extend the landing gear all the way, supposedly to drain the blood. But I don't think that's the case. I mean, I know someone who actually sitting on the road has actually personally seen them doing it, but I've also had times where I pick up my trailer there and I have to crank the landing gear almost all the way up before I can even get them to come off the ground. 55 zone up ahead here. Right where I'm crossing the train tracks. It's a dirt lot, and where you pick up your loaded from, more often than not, it's going to be on a road that has a raised concrete pad that causes the front end of the trailer to sit too high. In my opinion, most of the time, that's what the problem is. It's just that, and if they, especially when it gets wet there, the tires on the trailer tend to sink into the ground a little bit, and that also contributes to the front end of the trailer sitting up, because the landing gear acts as a fulcrum. Now 1.25 miles to go. Move over now because I'm 1 mile away. I also got whatever it says up here on the right that I want to avoid, and generally speaking, when I'm about a mile away, I want to be in the lane I need to be in, which is I do need to be on the left lane to make a left turn. Now I came over here. here on the left, their lot. I see a lot of bobtails sitting. That's not a good sign. Means it's highly likely my load is not going to be ready. Probably end up parking over here and waiting for them to call me and say, hey, your load's ready. I do see a JCT parked over there with the trailer. And I've got a lot of trailers sitting over there too. Please do not slide tandems inside the plant. Alright, so pop both brakes, that way I can slide the tandems when I get outside the truck. Now send my arrival call. 1208 and 0722, got 6648. Yeah, pretty certain I'm going to be sitting. We'll see how it goes. Oh. Okay, my load is not ready yet. Big surprise there with how many bobtails I see sitting in the staging area. Let me slide tandems real quick. Let's go to yard move. Come on.
You have 6 hours and 12 minutes of remaining drive time.
Good back. Now she wants me to go ahead and drop it in the regular empty drop lot. There is a wash rack. If I make a right turn here and then a left right in front of the building, you go straight down that lane there and there's a wash rack right there, but she said just drop it in the empty area. She just asked if it was empty, if it was clean or dirty. I do see a JCT trailer sitting over here on the This row that I just turned away from is the empty, is the loaded row. I could probably wait on this. Yeah, I can wait on this hosser to move that trailer there, and I could probably drop my trailer where he's coming out of. Let's see what he does. Yeah, I'm waiting on you, dude. I want your spot. Let's get my tandems a little bit closer over there. Actually, get them a lot closer and make this backing easier. Closer I get them to the find that spot he was just coming out of, which I believe is, yeah, right over here. Alright, that's it right there. Okay, so 2 spots passed. I gotta wait on Raider Express. Come on, dude. Move. Your freaking damn bobtail out of my way. You guys are slow enough on the damn highway. You gotta be that slow in the freaking drop yard too? I should be able to get a straight back setup here if Raider Express will get his slow ass out of my way. I don't know, might. We'll see. Yeah, pretty close. Get a little bit closer here. I'd rather have a good peek at what's going on over there. I can either go, or I can go forward and, oh yeah, I'm good. So I'll go forward before my trailer gets too far back and square up so I can actually see both sides. There's plenty of room on both sides, so look good. This trailer up with the other one and we're good. out. Wait on it to drop down to 0. It's a little chilly there. 29 degrees. And a slight breeze, so it's that makes it a little worse. Well, I guess I can take solace in the fact that having to wait, now I can start getting that video I just compiled posted for you guys. Let's wait for Western Distributing, or is that Northern? It's two companies with similar setups. Western Distributing, they always have the W900s or 379s or whatever it is. And they also have Northern Refrigerated. That's another company whose trailers look very, very similar. I gotta wait here anyway, so because I think he's checking out. So, you know what? I'll go off duty while I'm waiting for him.
You have 6 hours and 12 minutes of remaining drive time.
No sense burning on-duty clock when I'm just sitting there waiting on him. Alright, send a free form now. Let them know that my load is not ready. Checked in at shipper. Load not ready yet. Lots of bobtails parked across the street in staging lot. I'll just say, yeah, that should be enough. Alright, so don't need to make it too long. That's something I gotta sometimes work on, is not make my written communications too long, because as you guys probably figured out there, I type really fast, so it's easy for me to get a little bit carried away when I type, because I can type as fast as I can talk, practically, and so whatever thoughts come out of my mind, out of my head, I can pretty much put them on computer or whatever, just like that. If you're wondering how fast I do type, I mean, just because I'm sure some of you guys might be curious, because this isn't the first video I've done where I've typed and you can probably hear. I'm certified about 70, certified at 87, 88, somewhere around there. So yeah, anywhere in the 85 to 90 words per minute range is what I can do. So pretty damn fast. Not really. I don't know of many people who can type that fast. Now there are a lot of people who are like secretaries and stuff like that, or who are fast typers, and even they are only good at, like, a lot of times so good for only about 60 to 70. And no, I never did take an actual typing class. I actually am self-taught. How I learned, it was originally, my mom was taking a typing class when she was in college. She was a registered nurse. She's retired now. But I remember, my dad was always using a typewriter when I was a kid for his seminar stuff that he did. And I always had fun using that. I don't know why, it was just something always fun to do. And then they ended up, when I was in the latter part of elementary school, or somewhere around there, I would say, I remember my mom got me or my parents, I should say, for my birthday or Christmas, whatever, got me a word processor. This is back in the days when nobody had computers, by the way, for those of you guys who are on the younger side. So a word processor, basically, if you're not really familiar with one, a lot of you guys who watch me are old enough to know what a word processor is, but for those of you guys who don't know what one is, it's basically like a typewriter with a computer. So basically you can type all your stuff out on, and basically it'll store all of your whatever you typed into a memory, and you can actually look at it first, and before you actually print it, or really it types it. It's just like a typewriter in a way. It actually types out the stuff, but you can proofread it first, and that way you don't have to use whiteout, or you don't have to worry about correcting mistakes once it's already on the page. You can actually correct any mistakes or make any edits while it's on the screen, which isn't a very big screen, and do all that first, and then once you like what you have there, then tell it to print, and it'll start that kind of thing. Anyway, I got one of those, and then when my mom took that typing class for school, I remember when I started to learn how to actually type faster or better by using her book. Just doing it on my own as a kid. It looks like this guy's he's got his bills in his hand, and she's getting ready to open up the gate. So we'll go.
You have 6 hours and 12 minutes of remaining drive time.
Alright, since I'm going to be moving for personal reasons now, I'm going to go ahead and change to PC. Personal use bobtail. Alright, yeah, he's moving. Okay, well, so we'll finish that story when I get parked across the street. Man, there's a ton of bobtails here. I've never seen that many. Who's coming out of the lot there? Is that Western or Northern? Yeah, Western, the guy who just came out of the JBS lot there, your left brake lights on your trailer are not going bright. He's going to take that way. Yeah, there are a couple of ways you can go. I think he's going to go down to the south. There's another farm road you can hit to the south over there. Basically, you follow that road, and then it curves off to the south, and then there's a farm road you can hit that goes over the west. And you can get on, I think that's work your way over to US 87, I think, if I remember right. I've never gone that way myself. I'm familiar with it, but I've never personally gone that way. All read sheets. Alright, looks like we got... Oh, why not? Why don't we park over here by this other JCT? I was going to park by Prime, but if I can park by another JCT, why not? I've seen this guy. I've seen that truck. I just saw his truck the other day. $33.50. He's probably got a 10-speed also then. Let's see what time his appointment is. How's it going? What time's your appointment time?
Monday. I mean, it's 2 days.
Holy shit.
Yeah, mine was had a drop dead time of 1300 on Sunday. When I got here Sunday, the guy next to me, his load was supposed to be ready on Friday. He was here for 2 days too. So.
Wow.
Mine is in a door now, more or less. They have signed a trailer to it, so I called this morning.
Man, when I came in, when I made the turn, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be here a while.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the bobtails sitting here, like, yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yeah. Those, I don't know whether there was 2 others JTTs here, but I think they went down to Lowe's.
There's one sitting over in the corner in front of a trailer right over here.
Okay,
Yeah. I don't think I noticed if there were any more further down the road.
I had to put my trailer down there when I got here because it was full over there.
Oh. Yeah, that lot was kind of full too, but then the yard hostler was just getting ready to pull can't remember, it was a Western Distributing trailer or something. One of the some other trailer out of a spot. I'm like, oh, yeah, that one's mine.
Well, I couldn't find a spot. I was going to do it in the middle row over there, and I had the yard driver say, no, go over here.
You just came out of California not long ago, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I saw your truck going when I was on my way back to California the other day.
Well, I live up in Redding, California, and I had my truck in a shop up there, and I came out of the house, I think it was Wednesday or something, after Thanksgiving, and I headed down, and I didn't get a load, and so I stopped at Equipment, the Flying J there,
Yeah.
overnight, and first thing in the morning, they sent me down to Colton to pick up a load. Yeah.
They did you do that for?
500 mile Deadhead, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they did that one before that, riding down to LA, moved by LA, I think
Like
Oxnard.
Oh.
Oxnard, Deadhead,
Oh, yeah, because I've been noticing, because I'm in the Facebook group, and there are a lot of people talking about, and I myself have been on a pickup recently in Hayward, and then someone else had a load they were going to pick up in San Jose or something.
Yeah.
And
I usually pick up stuff down in Salinas or Lemoore, the keys there.
Yeah.
But
Or even Saputo.
yeah. So,
Wow.
but yeah, I was able to reset my hours last night. So.
Oh, and I just did a reset at my house the other day.
Yeah.
I
I still have 32 hours on my clock, but you know,
So-
I ain't gonna turn it down. That's for sure.
Yeah, I got 49.27 left. I live in Victorville, so
So, yeah. Oh,
yeah, I picked up a load in Lamont.
yeah.
Yeah, it took a while. Guess what that is?
Yeah.
Took it home and then did a 34 and got rolling. Ended up swapping with a friend of mine yesterday. He ended up repowering a load going to Plainview from the Tollison yard,
Oh,
and he couldn't get it there on time. It was too far for him to reach, so I ended up swapping with him. It actually worked out great because my load's not due. The load that I gave him was going to Cleburne, and it's not due there until tomorrow morning at 3:14.
oh yeah.
He's running low on hours, and it just ends up working perfectly for him to get there, like, you know, with his early part of his recaps tomorrow. And I got his delivered last night, and yeah, I ended up shutting down over at the Rip Griffin truck stop. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a hookup here with coming up here right away, trying to get here quickly. I'm like,
That's what I thought too. I got up there. I was down at that Walmart we dropped a little bit down there. Plainview.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I got out from under there and I got up here at quarter after 1. You know, my drop dead time was 1 o'clock. I said, okay, well, cool. I'll get up there, and if I can get out of here in a couple hours, I can get down to Tucumcari, because my load wasn't supposed to deliver till tomorrow morning up in Oakland.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, cool. It won't be too hard. A couple days won't be too hard.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it'd be ready right away, because then I could get over to somewhere around Lupton or Gallup or even into Arizona by the end of the day, and then get home tomorrow. And then delivery day is also my wife's birthday, so yeah.
Where'd you deliver at?
Carson,
Oh.
PCC. Gotta love that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be worse. Could be Ralph's.
Yeah. Well, originally, the load they had me coming down to Colton on was at that Walmart DC there, and I got up to the gate, and they told me my load was canceled. So I had already reserved a spot at the Flying J because I was going to be late anyway before I got out of there. So I went back over there, and the next morning they gave me the Walmart to Plainville. Drop it off.
And when I delivered in Plainview yesterday, the empty trailer I grabbed, I guess John got a reject on it saying, so yeah, that trailer number. Can you verify it, please? It says that that trailer's loaded in Colton. Like no, it definitely says 6648.
Yeah.
That's what I put in, and it is most definitely 6648. Like somebody must have fat fingered on a pickup or something. And
Well, the last time I was out here, I had no load to Plainville, and I picked up here, and but there was no empties down in Plainville. We had a dozen trailers down there, but they were all full, and I pulled around trying to find an empty down there for about an hour. Then told them they sent me up to Amarillo, that carrier place up there.
oh yeah, the one over by Flying J.
Yeah.
Yeah, across the freeway from Flying J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, they told me to pick up a trailer there. They didn't have any trailers. So they fooled around, another hour trying to figure out where I could get else one or whatever. I finally told them, well, you keep screwing around like this, it's not going to make my first stop in L.A. So they said, Deadhead up there. Bobtail up there.
Yeah, I had a delivery in Plainview once where actually myself and a friend of mine both got there and delivered at the same time. But he got in the lot first and got to the only empty trailer that I could find, a good trailer that was in the lot.
Yeah.
And then I'm all looking around, and I find, I see that we had one sitting, when you first come in the gate, right there, that first row, right before you turn right to go where the empties would be. One of our trailers was sitting over in that row.
Yeah.
I'm like, why the hell do we have a trailer sitting over here?
Yeah.
It just seemed odd. We don't drop the loadeds there, and they don't normally put our empties here, so it's just peculiar. So I go take a look at it, and yeah, it's empty. But I'm like, well, what's wrong with it? Why is it over here? Is there something wrong with it? So I started looking around, and overall the trailer looked okay, but left side, I think there were 2 cross members with missing rivets. Like, okay, that's within tolerance. Out of service is 3. So like, all right, I don't see anything wrong there. I'll go ahead and take it if that's what it is, but see if I can get it fixed somewhere. I go around the other side and take a look there, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Had I think 5 total cross members with missing rivets, including I think like 3 in a row.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, yeah, this isn't any good. This trailer's not gonna do anybody good sitting here not getting fixed. So I reported it, and they told me, yeah, take it to that same place that you were talking about in Amarillo. Then they said, go ahead and bobtail up to the shipper from there. Well, I get over there and drop the trailer and find out we had another trailer sitting over there that they just finished fixing like a few hours earlier. I'm like, that trailer's mine. So your truck's a 10-speed, right?
12 automatic.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
No, it's surprising because your truck's the same. Yours a 2016, right?
Yeah.
Because mine's a 10.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
You got a lot of manual?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with auto shift ever again.
I had a problem with it. I just got it fixed while I was home. When the transmission was cold, it wouldn't shift right. It would have to wait till it warmed up. But it's working fine now.
Oh. Yeah, I drove a couple auto shift trucks before, previous company, and one of them would have shifting problems where I could shift from odd to odd fine. I could shift from even to odd fine.
Yeah.
But when I'd go from odd to even, it couldn't.
Yeah, that's what this was. But I only did it when it was cold. So I waited until it started to get cold, before I did anything about it, though.
So that was the exact same problem you had?
Yeah.
Because I think they were telling me they thought it might have been like something air related. Because I guess it uses air to do the shifting.
When I have a low air warning, sometimes it did it too. But
okay, yeah, I never got any air warnings with it, but because I figured there's got to be something, or it's like it didn't matter which odd gear I was in and what even gear it was trying to go to. It would hang up, and it would either try to go back to the gear I was coming out of, or if it could, it would skip shift.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing here. When sometimes you have to turn it to the reverse and flip it real quick to full drive, and it would go into first gear. And if you can, you keep going. You try to skip gears, and it would, I would get it warmed up that way.
Oh,
but I got
my.
it fixed since it got colder. I don't want to fool with that every damn morning. I have my truck off.
Yeah, and that was a relatively newer truck that I had, and I think it only had like 14,000 miles on it when I first got it, and they had to change the transmission. I'm like, these things are pieces of shit. It's like you drive a manual. All right, I can float, I can double clutch. I usually double clutch, but I know how to float. I just choose not to.
I learned to double clutch, and that's always not what I did. So
Yeah, but like right now, like every so often, my clutch pedal, it feels like it's out of adjustment all the time. But sometimes it's too loose, and sometimes it's too tight. Where there was one earlier this year, I did a load from Greeley back to Southern Cal, and it took 70 across. It was right after the same day they reopened I-70 because of the fires. The same day they reopened it is when I took it across 70. There were a couple of times where I was going up steep grades in Utah, and all of a sudden my clutch started slipping. But it's only doing it at random times. Like, I know what a worn clutch feels like. This doesn't feel like a worn clutch. It feels like I'm kind of like I'm riding the clutch. And then sure enough, it was only like 2 times over, between Richfield and I-15, I think, where I noticed it, and that was it. And then there are other times where I can't get my clutch brake to engage, so I can get it into gear when I want to start. Case in point, I just came through here last week. Not here, but across 54. I stopped in Tucumcari to get a trailer airbag replaced, and coming out of the bay, I can't get it into gear because from neutral going into, like, say, second, the clutch brake just not engaging. So, all right, no big deal. Just turn my engine off, wait for for everything to stop, and then put it in gear. and then put my foot on the clutch, start it back up. We're good.
Well, see, that's the thing too with the automatics. I mean, I've had, you know, clutch problems with, you know, manuals, and I've had, you know, shifting problems with automatics. So it really doesn't matter to me anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
if I get out from a manual to an automatic, it takes me about a month to keep pushing on the clutch all the time. You know, when it's not there anymore.
Oh yeah, the imaginary clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, if I had problems with my lower extremities, like if I had more frequent gout problems or plantar fasciitis or maybe hip or leg, who knows? I'd probably have more appreciation for that transmission, but I don't have any physical issues down there, and honestly, and it actually frustrates the shit out of me because those damn things a lot of times like to shift at like wait too long to shift.
Yeah.
Or they shift into too high a gear too early.
Yeah, that's trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, or just sometimes just takes the fun out of it. Yeah, I kind of like, I don't know, I like being in one with the vehicle and having more control. But yeah, to each their own, I guess.
What's that?
Yeah, to each their own though.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people really love the auto shift though.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's either or. It doesn't matter to me, you know, one or another.
Yeah. What is that on your wing mirror? I mean, your wing window. Is that a phone mount or something, or
There?
that thing right above it?
There?
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, that's just
Oh, a pen holder.
Pins and stuff in there.
Oh, okay.
It's just a stick on. It actually goes on the back of my. It's something similar that goes on the back of my phone. And I had an extra one, and I just put it up there to put my pens and stuff up there.
Oh, okay. Then is that a magnet or something right below it?
Yeah, I just, you know, the metal thing you put on the back of the phone.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and it's just a magnet there.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
I lived in my truck for a different company for 8 years. Lived in my truck, so I got used to hauling everything I got, you know, one in a truck. So.
Yeah. I have a pin. I just clip it in right here, but I don't. Most of the time, I don't use that one. I have one I always keep in my pocket anyway. So. Yeah. I get to know a lot of the trucks here because I mean a lot of. Yeah, I gotta keep this pad on me, so I have my load information I put on it a lot of times, but a lot of times when I'm driving down the road and I see another JCT, I'll even write them down, and eventually get to know them or something too.
How long you been with JCT?
2.5 years.
That's about what I've been to. Yeah.
Yeah, March will be 3 years. Yeah. What was your name?
Al.
Al? I'm Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Al, all right. I'm probably more. Yeah, I'll warm up, let you get some whatever there,
Yeah,
and
well, get your reset in there.
probably working on my video footage too. I do a lot on YouTube, so
Yeah.
be working on that. All right, I'll take it easy.
Okay, see you later.
Alright, this guy's been here almost as long as or about the same amount of time that I've been here with JCT, it is. I've been with JCT not too far short of 3 years now. He says he's been here 2.5 or so years as well. His name is Al. Looks like they're behind again. Yep. Alright. Yeah, I just let her know that, yeah, Al here, the guy in the truck next to me, has been here since Sunday. So that's crazy, but I said, it'd be crazy good detention pay, though. Alright, so I'm going to go in the back and start working my video footage, working this footage here, and start getting the other one posted online for you guys. So, President, I'll get some more. I guess I'll continue this. I don't know, maybe even just do a completely different video when I'm actually able to pick my load up here and get it rolling and have a little more for you guys to enjoy. So that way I don't have these videos excessively long, and there's actually something worth showing on each. So all right, that's what I've got, and hopefully I'll be out of here today, but don't be surprised if I'm not don't leave until tomorrow or even Thursday. So wish me luck. Fingers crossed.